Hello family, and welcome back to our wild Ohio. Today, we are exploring one of nature's most amazing gifts, spring wildflowers. The term wildflower is somewhat generic. Merriam-Webster defines a wildflower thusly: the flower of a wild or uncultivated plant. Wildflowers in Ohio is a crossroads state, with influences from the prairie west, boreal north, Appalachian east, and the Ohio River Valley on the south. Our varied geography means great plant diversity. About 1,800 species of native plants are found within the Buckeye State's borders. Another 500 or so species are non-native but naturalized. Most of Ohio's 1,800 species of native plants would not match most people's idea of a wildflower. Grasses, sedges, trees and shrubs, and ferns, with rare exceptions, do not sport showy flowers, and these groups constitute a large portion of Ohio's flora. While there are numerous species of summer and fall blooming wildflowers, to most people, spring and wildflowers go hand in hand. The emergence of showy spring wildflowers after a long cold winter heralds warmer times ahead, and an impending explosion of spring wildflower. The melting of winter snows, a rapid increase in temperature of forest soils, stimulates wildflowers to commence growth. As leaf out of the forestry canopy has not yet begun, at least 50% of available sunlight penetrates to the forest floor, providing the fodder for photosynthesis. By early to mid-May, expansion of leaves will have reduced sunlight to 10 to 15% of what's available in March and April. It is in this narrow window between winter and late spring that vernal wildflowers flourish. Their blooming coincides with the emergence of early insect pollinators, which are necessary for most spring wildflowers' life cycles. Kicking off the wildflower parade are hardy species such as harbinger of spring, Erigenia bulbosa, Hepatica nobilis, and snow trillium nival. It is not uncommon for these early species to be blanketed by late snowfalls. They lead a colorful cast of wildflowers that lasts through spring. Some, such as the harbinger spring, are true spring ephemerals. Once these species are done flowering, the foliage quickly withers. Others, such as Hepatica or mayapole, have long-lasting leaves that persist through summer. Most wildflowers depend upon insect pollinators to physically transport pollen from stamen to a stigma which contains the ovary, thus pollinating the plant. Pollinators that are active in early spring include a wide array of native bees, wasps, flies, and beetles. Many of these insects are generalists that will visit many species of flowers. Others are far more specific in their choice of plants. Insects that can only harvest pollen from one genus, or sometimes one species of plant, are known as oligolectic. An excellent example of an oligolectic pollinator is a tiny mining bee called Andrena nothoscordi. It only visits the flowers of false garlic, Nothoscordum bivalve, a threatened species in the onion family, known only from limited areas of Adams and Clark counties. Common wildflowers that support oligolectic bees include spring beauty, Claytonia virginica, trout lilies, erythronium, various violets, viola, and wild geranium, Geranium maculatum. A serious challenge for plants is spreading themselves about. They've evolved many strategies for dispersal, from simple to complex. Many species have seeds with airy plumes that are readily windborne. Water dispersal via buoyant seeds is very common and is termed hydrochory. Zoochory refers to seed dispersal by various animals, a very common form of plant migration. Berries might be eaten by birds or small rodents such as chipmunks. The tough seeds within the fleshy fruit pass through the animal's digestive tract. and are expelled some distance from the plant from which they were obtained. Even box turtles are known agents of zuccheri, as they eat the fruit of mayapole. Other types of seeds are sticky and readily adhere to animal fur or people's clothes. Plants such as bloodroot, Dutchman's, breeches, hepatica, trout lilies, violets, and wild ginger have fleshy appendages called iliosums attached to their seeds. Iliosums are like steak to ants, and they eagerly harvest such seeds and haul them back to their colonies. Once there, the ants chew off the tasty iliosums and abandon the seed, often far from the point of harvest. It is not an understatement to say that native plants make the world go round. They are the building blocks of biodiversity. Nearly all of our myriad animals are tightly wedded to native plants, either for food or some part of their reproductive life cycle. For instance, the larvae of butterflies and moths, caterpillars, depend upon native flora as host plants. These are species with which the caterpillar has co-evolved in intricate relationship. Many caterpillars can only eat one or a few types of plants, and even those that are more general in their diet can only consume a relatively small number of plant species. Most of Ohio's 2,500 species of butterfly and moth caterpillars cannot process non-native plants. They have no evolutionary history with introduced species. All of our songbirds eat insects spawned from plants and/or the seeds and fruit of plants. Plants provide nesting material for birds and other animals, as well as shelter. Flowers provide nectar and pollen for myriad pollinating insects. Plants sequester carbon and produce oxygen, and their roots hold stream banks and prevent erosion, thus protecting water quality. As plants die and decompose, they contribute to the production of rich soils. Scores of medicines, other chemical compounds, flavorings and foodstuffs are derived from plants. Plants form the rich botanical tapestries that underpin natural communities. Our forests, meadows, prairies, and wetlands. Finally, the intrinsic value of plants contributes greatly to people's enjoyment of the outdoors and nature. It's hard to imagine an environment without plants, especially showy spring wildflowers. Small combs of rich bluish-purple flowers, quite distinctive among our wildflowers. Nearly statewide, but often rather scattered and local. Rich woods in greatest abundance on stream terraces and moist lower slopes. Jacob's ladder is sometimes called Greek valerian, but that name usually refers to Polemonium van Bruntia, a northeastern species that doesn't occur in Ohio. Plants from several extreme south-central counties are differentiated by densely glandular hairs in the inflorescence. This species supports a highly specialized bee pollinator, Andrena polemoni, which only visits plants in this genus. Delicate perennial with showy purple-violet flowers in a small umbel, arising from a bulb and spreading in part by runners. Leaves consist of 3 heart-shaped leaflets, which are purplish beneath. Occasional white-flowered forms occur, which are known as forma albida. Common in suitable habitats, nearly statewide, most frequent in southern and eastern Ohio. A variety of wooded habitats, and occasionally open habitats, such as meadows and prairies. Members of this genus are sometimes known as sourgrass, due to the taste of the foliage. A variety of small native bees provide pollination services. Wild hyacinth is one of our most striking spring wildflowers, but its beauty is fleeting. This is a true ephemeral and quickly wilts following flowering. 46 native Ohio species. Unmistakable. A pair of thick, prominently veined leaves arises from rootstock. These frame a single flowering stalk capped with a pouch-like pink flower streaked with darker purple veins. Widely scattered and local in the eastern half of the state, probably most frequent in the southeast. Dry, acid soils of upland forests, rarely in bogs. So fantastic is the appearance of a pink lady's slipper that it hardly looks real. The large pinkish flower contains a slit that enables bumblebees to enter. These large insects are the primary pollinators. Charles Darwin wrote about pink lady slipper pollination in his seminal work on the origin of species, published in 1859. Rarely white-flowered forms occur. The bulbs are edible and were prepared in a variety of ways by Native Americans. As with other species in the lily family, white-tailed deer are very fond of this plant. Now here are 7 notable Ohio wildflowers. Number 1, bloodroot. Sanguinaria canadensis bloodroot is a perennial herbaceous flowering plant native to eastern North America. It is the only species in the genus Sanguinaria, included in the poppy family Papaveraceae, and is most closely related to Iamacon of eastern Asia. This early bloomer, with its distinctive red-tinged root, is one of the first to appear in spring. Number 2, jack-in-the-pulpit. Arisama triphyllum, the jack-in-the-pulpit, is a species of flowering plant in the arum family Araceae. It is a member of the Arisama triphyllum complex, a group of 4 or 5 closely related taxa in eastern North America. This striking plant, with its unique spathe and spadix, is a common sight in spring woods. Number 3, mayapple. Podophyllum peltatum is a North American herbaceous perennial plant in the family Berberidacea. Its common names are mayapole, American mandrake, wild mandrake, and ground lemon. A large-leaved plant with umbrella-shaped flowers. Mayapole is known for its distinctive fruit, which is edible but should be cooked first. Number 4, painted trillium. Trillium undulatum, commonly called painted trillium, painted lady, is a species of flowering plant in the bunchflower family. It is also known as smiling wake robin or striped wake robin. This rare and beautiful trillium, with its pink-marked white flowers and reddish-green leaves, is a highlight of the spring bloom. Number 5, wild columbine. Aquilegia canadensis, the Canadian or Canada columbine, eastern red columbine, or wild columbine, is a species of flowering plant in the buttercup family. It is an herbaceous perennial native to woodland and rocky slopes in eastern North America, prized for its red and yellow flower. This delicate flower, with its long spurs and vibrant red and pink colors, is often found in rocky woodlands. Number 6, wild geranium. Geranium maculatum, the wild geranium, spotted geranium, or wood geranium, is a perennial plant native to woodland in eastern North America, from southern Manitoba and southwestern Quebec, south to Alabama and Georgia, and west to Oklahoma and South Dakota. This plant, with its graceful stems and delicate pink or white flowers, is a common sight in late spring and early summer. Number 7, pepper and salt. Erigenia bulbosa, also known as harbinger of spring or pepper and salt, is a flowering perennial plant in the family Apiaceae. E. bulbosa is the only species in the genus Erigenia and tribe Erigenia. This early bloomer is a charming wildflower with small, pale yellow flowers. These plants are known for their beauty and ecological importance in Ohio's landscapes. You can participate in supporting the channel by joining our newsletter at ourwildohio.com. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Now get out there and enjoy our Wild Ohio's wildflowers, and until we meet again, stay wild, my friends. Thank you for watching Our Wild Ohio. It's support from viewers like you who make it all possible. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Join our family and become a member of Our Wild Ohio by visiting the link in the description below. And until we meet again, stay wild, my friends.